Abusia NPP 2026 presidential election. So far, so good. Race no ano ayedin ye pa. Esan say impenifo mienu a according to delegate no yebetu abanawi na emu baako awi no omu nyinaa no egu so a egbo apra enya asenketo asanso na wohwe saa mpenifo we message a omode aba abeto abonten enioma ahodo a mobeye ede aboa NPP amanyuku no sanso na enioma ahodo a mobeye ede aboa oman Ghana no wohwe omu reasons ne omu campaign message omode beto abonten dia na ese ano edin yi pa na no na anu ada mede beto madim se finally die Kennedy Akompre Japan ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia omu nyinaa no eguso ebo apro 16 regions ni nyinaa resan say aka less than 1 month na ye the elections no nyinaa no ahyehye so a enya asenketo enti omu bo apro aka omu message e de akire delegate say the be ya 31st January de omu ko ballot ni mu a ombekọ akoto aba e de ama omu na ye nyinaa yenim say currently de watimi wakame anase wantwi ewo NPP amanyoko no between the camp of Kennedy Akompre Japan sanso era the camp of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ade say sa camps mienu we enya ade a omo get along ye kra nyinaa yenim say camps ahudwe yi members ni bi ba bonten ebe toto short e de mane other camps ne da na anu ada na hona bo adwo asafo ede ne de ebe mane Kennedy Akompre Japan Kennedy Akompre Japan boys ni bi nso ba bonten ebe respond to insema hodo a adwo asafo kan ni nyina na mede ehun video brem a na enya asenketo na finally Kwame Bafo Abronya nso ede another secret expose aba beto abonten a expose we di abusia anu adin yi pa o chese o senka Kennedy Akompre Japan elections na omokwa ne die anka wetimi china nchan na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eba abonten na ono ekọ onopose because o chese ensema hodo bi a Kennedy Akompre Japan na ankasa kano esansem na no a expose Kennedy Akompre Japan Abronya DC a explaining nsem ni nyina enya asem keto obusia Ayeka TV so nie unya subscribe ya bomodia na subscribe na afen so betimi a comment section no amayehu say elections ni die Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ene bewi ni anase Kennedy Akompre Japan yembo rem na yenkotie nsema hodo according to Kwame Bafo Abronya no chese Kennedy Akompre Japan aka e dia expose ono ano
economy. My global financial economy model, more than bragging. Bawumia never did anything to destroy the economy of Ghana. And you know, I say, what you are saying, so I don't be a politics. It's not as a person. But you will stick as a mock. Interview be called Kennedy Japan, any UTV, at ma yantu ya dimle ya ba certain records no straight enya dia emu oden otimi di tuga ne say Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia en existe na Bawumia existe akono Kennedy ni bedi bone wakama obi ate o si Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doesn't exist in his life. Na se Bawumia existia nkomo Kennedy bedi bone wakana UTV ne yenim emre bi atwam ne wokan ya yenkwohwehwe ameswali na omunhwe no na ne ameswali enka atiasefo ho na mom ya ka kiro o say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doesn't exist senka existia ka wo bedi bone no man na nyene da because who know bia you are nobody. Man na nyene da. Say mu ye be man na ur be man na mane. U be man na mane. Say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doesn't exist in your life. Nanka or exist here. Nka wo Kennedy u be di bone. bɔne ne so de ye ka kyerɛ sɛ bɔne a wadi mratenten na bɔne so de wobɛkɔ wuo ɛsɛ wote aseɛ saa yɛbisa no campaign on 2024 ama ne ka sɛ campaign yɛ wo campaign yɛ na sɛ wo so wo na Ghana fo bisa wa wotumi ka nkyerɛ yɛ sɛ Asin Central ɛyɛ Togo because wo so campaign yɛ ɛde ma NPP ɛnkyɛ sɛ wo conference na yɛ Togo wanko campaign ɛne nkyerɛ ma yɛ lusu yɛ nyesa wo conference na yɛ Togo nkyerɛ wanko campaign wɔ nkyerɛ ma yɛ lusu yɛ Uba Bunu region 2024 also campaign here ya catch your second West Uka say Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe eye meme dance ni wo Kennedy so ye dance ni you can't deny wo catch your Israel hotel e bra na bo 11 p.m. and I just say said Dama was and Abakoma NPP are winning 2024 then you be lusu because there's no way we do petrol ever call Dama was akoye campaign ama Ali Mega because Ali Mega campaign against you. The campaign bana ye into fatu baby. Ne atasu biem. Uwa bia nyuma na uko ye. Yese bobo nyuma wo wo so bobo na GR for e ba so wa akora ya so ye honest person obi a ye honest person bia na ye so honest no se oye adwuma oye open up etua ne taxes enti adenti ana asisi say de wodu companies ni bi esie because one fancy a ne se wo body na GR for be ba ho aba be tax wo so say we are discipline. We see a friend PhD, patriotic honesty and discipline. PhD. We see a friend PhD, patriotic honesty and discipline. Now be a way patriotic. No one ya kwanya near name companies do or see that be companies need them name one. GR for bam waba by tax. Into another name. Enti why na do omanya obi company on platform farmer by omanya no now ya patriotic honesty and discipline because omanya bia say the discipline na teaching dia you have to pay your tax enti ya da one person also companies ya aka no wo be nenu all because o nenu agya re baba ho aba get tax San Koku say you are not a presidential material. Presidential material biano obia company will make sure send taxes obey obutia. Interview no may be born voice be na reho obia or say or Ghana at heart and until no person obedi Ghana so na Ghana for Emma Bununtina Oba. The same interview na the dianu or say onye MPBM no ne ho to sanse pressure bia nye den eni so abusa for sa ba ye president any MP mane na pressure so anumrei ye intellectual discussion kanya Canada Japan type of discussion and nam sa on to me intellectual discussion tinu ono no kasa wia ye baba be bisa no questions ya efie nyansa suku nyansa de political sense ye dan esanu wom ni ya bisa no ene on YouTube osise ya onye MPBM ni hotono sanse pressure bia ni so amanfo enhana dwene one constituency a ukodi ye wo se wonye MPBM tema hoto but say there upase 276 constituency no ubabetna so aye president you are running away from one constituency because of pressure obi amesere osika biem nti say wo tɔw but who dana free one constituency a wo tɔw no and now see ye mawo 276 constituency dey ndo betima di so producer but that video no mayenhwe
what you have to do for the rest of your life. And my woman, yes, I said, MP. Now, my little papa, I don't look nice apart from my voice. All the people bombing journal, South school fees, and my woman, and I said, MPO. You say you're going to say, now, my little papa, I don't look nice apart from my voice. All the people bombing journal, South school fees, and my woman, and I said, MPO. You say you're going to say, MPO. Now, my little papa, I don't look nice apart from my voice. All the people bombing journal, South school fees, and my woman, and I said, MPO. You say you're going to say, now, that's me again. Savero be atili. Se say no bapa o basire ni bibia o se ko afede mabre. Montio ma na UTV interview anti MPP fo na montu bu faso no nyina mo se Canada one constituency o se wabre. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Nyame waje ready say obe serve Ghana no wa serve Ghana ye no wa serve the new patriotic party any emma nyina ye nti on de omre Kennedy say wabre nti mo man ntena se MPP for madaruma me bua papa na ne video media ba bontin say ene ono an ko kan wo YouTube say se say no bia besre na dia no ka twon sa momfama sem nkoma bre one constituency asin south asin central me say sa no ye obi akọ ne 2024 no apam no aka kyerem say enyem na me gina aba samote obi akọ ne nkyɛn a no aka kyerem mo say I am not the parliamentary candidate enti me mo akọ ene ma ye di nso seat no. And now we be na numa catch MPP for nyina say only MPP no what on san say obi ama mesrena de and so oba wo constituency e wo Samugu oba wo constituency e wo Sampa German North German South Doma West Doma East Doma Central Time Wanchi Sunan East Sunan West Bekum East and West oba ye no obeka anu dewa banda nyina obeka nsema de ka kire mu say waye ready some party for no baboam na muntie eni party ma we polling station executives aye say Sunday e wasin central wo na Canada Japan pam wo mo say e ma mo man nche mesrade bi no wabre se ne hoto na modi tumi kwakwa sene nsa 276 ya dia no baka kyerem one constituency o se no wabre obi aba ne ncha no apam omo so omo nko is not the MP 2024 nyina omo ba o say I am not the parliamentary candidate go to the parliamentary candidate mo no awo matiko because on person obi ba be di MP e wa asin sato asin central aka no. That is Canada Japan for you. And now we be na num antibabi okoye western region western north. I have for Bono East. The 5 northern region. Central region. I want nam Greater Accra. Na all Ghana num nyina no enne onyankopon apana sentoma ama no abie na no aka say amanfo ba ne nkyɛn o catch rob say ontumi muabi no abre. This is the presidential candidate. Obi a open president yadie. Na osisi say the only MPP na hopa no because pressure be a man so a man for sene sika so on fa man hu bi mu
ratified. But
really?
as the discussions continue,
yeah,
if it is elevated to an agreement,
the Guantanamo 3, some people took the matter to court, and I think the Supreme Court held that whatever name you give it, when two countries come up with an arrangement, that places obligations on both of them. whether you call it a treaty, a contract, it requires ratification. It was a majority decision. Only one person dissented. So I'm a bit surprised you're saying because an MOU, it means that it oughtn't have gone to Parliament. The judgment was very clear on the Guantanamo 3, that Article 75 was violated, which says international agreements must go through Parliament. And you are a 4th-term MP, so at least you could have gone to Parliament. And you have a massive majority. So what's the problem?
No, I agree with you. And that is why I said at the press conference I held a couple of days ago that when this is elevated beyond an MOU and it's a full agreement, we will go to Parliament under Article 75 and have it ratified. At this point, it is just a loose understanding.
The agreement is enforced. But how can you enforce? How can you enforce something you call a loose agreement? That is already enforced. You've brought 14. You're bringing 40.
Look, I've inherited so many MOUs that didn't go to Parliament for ratification, and it's.
But because of the precedent of the Gitmo 3, I felt like this was, and I think you know this. So is it an oversight? Are you going to apologize for it, or you don't think you made a mistake?
No, it's not an oversight because we sought the Attorney General's advice. It was discussed in Cabinet, and the Attorney General's advice and his counterpart, the Attorney General on the U.S. side, also said that look, this is an MOU. And MOUs do not require ratification. That is why
the Attorney General is wrong because the judgment is clear. I can read it.
Oh, you know better law than the Attorney General?
At least the law is there for all of us to read. Unless the English reading of what the Supreme Court said is different.
You see MOUs in that judgment.
The language of Article 75 is perfectly clear. The article forms part of the set of provisions governing the role of the executive arm of government in Ghana's international relations. I'm reading the judgment. Yeah. The scope of the article deals with treaties in general. The side notes and the body of the text makes reference to treaties, agreements, and conventions. It is also clear that the instruments referred to relate to Ghana's international relations with other countries or groups of countries, and the article requires that such instruments must be ratified by Parliament. The Constitution makes no mention of any formal distinctions that are dependent on the formality with which such an instrument is formatted.